Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally arrived. I've actually been looking forward to doing this for quite a long time, and to finally do this, it's an immense joy for me to be in front of all of you and be able to do this. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for the continued support of this channel. I would not be able to do this without you. You have no idea how much you guys have blessed me to give me the ability to do what I do today. So to every single person, from my members to my subscribers to, even the people who are showing up here for the very first time, I appreciate you. So let's go ahead and begin, because I also need to mess with my camera a little bit because some things have been moved around. So I need to make sure that my mic is in a good position and camera's in a good position as well. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome to my One Piece full read-through. I cannot say how much of an honor it is for me to be able to bring you this entire series from Volume 1 all the way to Volume 82. So, needless to say, me being able to do this right now, once again, thank you. Thank you. Ravi, to answer your question, how are we doing this? Spoiler free, B, spoiler heavy, C, spoiler discussion section at the end. So, while it would be easy for me to do like a whole spoiler talk at the end, this may be a person's first time going through One Piece. So for the sake of not spoiling them on anything that's already happening now in the manga, 1,000 chapters in, I may just, discuss the volume itself, but I probably more than likely won't go into any spoilers ahead of the volume that I'm reading. I may make some references here and there, but at the same time, you never know if this is going to be a person's first viewing of One Piece for the very first time. They may not have even seen the anime. They may want to check out the series itself. So I kind of want to keep spoilers for things that will happen in the future to a minimum, just in case. Because I don't want to ruin anyone's potential spoiling of One Piece if this is going to be their first time going through this series, watching me read through it. So I don't want to ruin that for them. Y'all know how I am with Cdes. He's just watching One Piece through the anime right now, even though many of us are very far in the manga, and I don't want to spoil that for him. Good to see you, Ozzy, and good to see you, Psycho, as well. So I may try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible, and if I start to reference, I may just keep it spoiler-free, just in case, because not everyone has read through One Piece. Some just watch the anime, but I don't want to potentially spoil them if this is going to be someone's first time getting into the series, if by me. Good to see you, Steph. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for a hot moment there, I forgot that manga is read from right to left, so when I felt the side of the book that would normally have the pages on it, I thought, normally have the spine on it on regular books, I thought like, oh no, something's wrong with my book, but it was literally just the pages. If I chime in, I'll only say something about the contrast from the anime and the manga as you go through the reading. See, that's fine. Seeing differences in between the manga and the anime itself, that type of discussion, that'll be perfectly fine. Plus, since this is the manga, no filler, so we could just get straight to the nitty-gritty. Let's begin. It's almost been 5 minutes and I haven't even started yet. I'm sorry, that was my footnote, that was my foreword. Let's begin with Volume 1 of One Piece, East Blue, Part 1. With this volume, firstly, let's go ahead and read the footnote, the foreword at the beginning. Is that how you say it? Foreword, pre-word, pre-quote? And this is Oda from 1997. I've been gathering and reading a bunch of references materials to do this pirate story. However, the pirates that I admired so much in my youth hardly ever left written records of their history. I guess they were just too busy having fun with their own adventures, and they forgot to leave their stories for future generations. That's just the trouble with those darn pirates. Eiichiro Oda, 1997. One Piece doesn't have many fillers anyway. Yeah, but the manga has absolutely none. Author-artist Eiichiro Oda began his manga career in 1992 at the age of 17, when his one-shot cowboy manga Wanted won second place in the coveted Tezuka Manga Awards. Also, thank you, Ravi, for being a member for 8 months. I really appreciate it. Let's go! Let's go! It's showtime! Oda went on to work as an assistant to some of the biggest manga artists in the industry, including Nobuhiro Watsuki, before winning the Hopstep Award for New Manga Artists. His pirate adventure One Piece, which debuted in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine in 1997, quickly became one of the most popular manga in Japan, with sales of over 65 million copies. And One Piece, as it stands right now, is one of the biggest manga anime series in the entire world. You just say One Piece and it catches people's attention. Huh? One Piece? That's how big it is. What was one of the most popular manga in Japan has become one of the most popular manga in the entire world. One Piece Volume 1 East Blue Part 1. Volume 1! Romance Dawn. And we have 8 chapters to go through, including the making of One Piece and facts about Eiichiro Oda. So let's begin with Chapter 1, Romance Dawn! Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, had achieved it all. Wealth, fame, and power had all been his. Not surprisingly, the final words he spoke before they lopped off his head inspired adventurers throughout the world to sail the seas. My treasure? Why, it's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it, but you'll have to search the whole world. The world is about to witness a great era of piracy. Side note, Nobuhiro Watsuki is the creator of Rurouni Kenshin. Ooh, nice. It's a good fact. As he proclaims these words, pirates all over erupt as they search for the eventual One Piece. And then we cut to a small harbor village. 1 year ago, a pirate ship made the village its base. The wind blows from the east. Hey, Luffy, what are you up to now? And the village is at peace.
I've had it with you guys. Now you'll have to take me seriously. This is how tough I am.
Villager boy, Monkey D. Luffy. Get it over with, whatever it is. What's that pup up to now? And then Luffy proceeds to take the knife he's holding and stab it directly underneath his eye, thus giving him the scar underneath his eye. I'm already jumping ahead. But Luffy stabs. I gotta be careful. Stabs underneath his eye. And this causes the entire crew to just scream out.
Ah! You idiot! What'd you do that for? No!
And then we cut to later in the village. A toast to Luffy's courage and to our great voyage. Drink up. More grog.
Hey, that's my meat. Not anymore. I'm gonna eat it.
Hey, stop fighting. You'll spoil our fun.
It didn't hurt a bit.
As Luffy says this, he's got a bandage under his eye and he's tearing up because, you can't just stab yourself underneath the eye and it'd be fine. And then we have this person right next to Luffy going, Liar! That was a foolish thing to do!
I'm not the least bit afraid of getting hurt. Take me with you on your next voyage. I want to be a pirate too!
You? A pirate? Impossible! Luffy, do you know why we call you Anchor? Because you can't swim, you just sink! What good is a pirate who can't swim? Pirate Captain Red-Haired Shanks. See, here's the thing. Looking at these chapters, I'm looking at these chapters for the very first time. I never read the first chapter of One Piece. I started all the way in Punk Hazard later on. but this is the first time I'm seeing these pages. This is fresh to me. I'm so glad to share this moment with you. But
if I don't fall overboard, then it doesn't matter if I'm an anchor. And I'm a strong fighter. I've been training. My punch is as powerful as a pistol.
a pistol, eh? Is that so?
Are you doubting me?
And then we get some other pirates. Calm down, Luffy.
Let's just have a good time.
Yeah, pirates always have a good time.
The sea is vast and there's lots of islands to explore. And best of all, pirates have freedom. Wow.
You guys stop filling his heads with crazy ideas. But it's true, right? And then we got another. Come on, Captain. Let's take the lad with us just this once. Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, but one of you will have to stay behind. Sorry, laddie, you just been beached. Let's drink. They just drop it because it's all like, yeah, we don't want to stay behind. Come with us, Luffy. One of you's got to stay. Bye, Luffy.
Hey, I thought you guys were on my side.
You're just too young, kid. Maybe in 10 years I'll give you a chance.
Captain Shanks, I'm telling you, I'm not a little kid.
Don't get upset now. Here, have some milk.
Oh boy, thanks.
See? A real pirate would never drink milk.
That was a dirty trick.
Graphics still haven't aged today, unlike anime. See? The style. The style has changed a little bit. Because later on, Oda wouldn't resort to having shading on character designs all the time, because it's very prominent here. It would only be during serious scenes.
That was a dirty trick! Huh, I'm getting tired of this. I even stabbed myself in the face so you take me with you.
Luffy, the captain's just doing what's best for everyone.
How do you figure, Mr. First Mate?
The safety of the entire crew and ship rests on his shoulders. The artwork does have slight changes. Yeah, it does. All the whole animation style changes, roughly getting close to, I want to say a little bit past Alabasta, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The safety of the entire crew and ship rests on his shoulders. Being a pirate isn't all fun and games, you know. There's lots of duties like pillaging, hostage-taking, heavy drinking, and swimming. And the captain knows all about the dangers of the sea, too. It can kill you in 1,000 ways. It's not that he wants to crush your hopes. It's not that he wants to crush your dream of becoming a pirate.
Well, I don't believe it. Shanks just likes to make me look dumb.
Hey, Anchor!
I told you!
Then we get another person. Hold on, let me move my stream deck off to the side so I don't hit a button on accident. And then we have another person walk up.
Captain Shanks, I'm glad to see you and your crew are enjoying yourselves.
Oh boy, I just love making fun of this kid. Yo, C-Daz, what's going on? We are reading the first chapter of One Piece, Romance Dawn.
Huh, maybe the
Oh boy, I just love making fun of this kid. Maybe the lad's got a point. Then we get introduced to Makino, proprietor of the tavern.
Luffy, would you like something to eat? Yeah, just put it on my treasure tab.
Treasure tab? Look, boy, don't try to swindle the lady.
I'm gonna become a pirate, find lots of treasure, then I'll come back and pay her.
Sorry, my throat was...
I'm gonna become a pirate, find lots of treasure, and then I'll come back and pay her. We'll celebrate together when you return.
Yo! I'm loving my kid Luffy voice. I'm sorry. I mean, they don't look outdated at all. No, it doesn't. That's the thing. The art of One Piece is still timeless. It's not like, wow, this was made back in 1997. It's just like Oda's art is just very good. It's very good. I like it. But Luffy's just chilling there, and he's eating there with Shanks.
Shanks?
Yeah, kid?
How much longer will you stay at this village?
Let's see. We've been using this village as our base for about a year. After 2 or 3 more voyages, we'll leave here for good and head north.
I see.
And it shows Luffy just eating some meat right next to Shanks.
2 or more trips, huh?
And then Makino is looking at him.
I'm gonna learn how to swim by the time you leave.
That's good, kid. Do whatever you want. Then the door slams open, and all the merriment suddenly disappears. Make way for the Scourge of the Mountains. So you call yourselves pirates, huh? First time I've seen pirates. You look like a sorry lot to me. And everyone doesn't say anything. And then Luffy looks on as he's just eating like some fruit that was just right next to him. And then this so-called Scourge of the Mountains gets right between Shanks and puts his hand on the table. We're mountain bandits. You don't wet yourselves. We're not here to bust up the place. Just sell us 10 barrels of grog and we'll injure only the bare minimum. Then we get introduced to Higuma, the bear, leader of the mountain bandits. And then Makino says, I'm sorry, we just ran out of liquor. That's strange. What are all these pirates drinking? Fruit juice? It's true. I just served the last of it. Then Shanks says, I feel kind of guilty. I guess we drank up all the liquor. Sorry about that. Why don't you have this? It's still unopened. And Shanks hands like a bottle of liquor to Higuma. And Higuma, in return, smacks the bottle in Shanks' face. He just smacks it and he splashes Shanks with beer or liquor, whatever. And Makino looks surprised. The mountain bandits look so very high of themselves. The red-haired pirates are not really saying anything. And then Luffy is just eating that piece of fruit he has. What do you take me for? You can't make a fool of me. What good is one bottle of grog? Grog. Hold on, let me slide up just a little bit more. Oh my, what a mess. Look at this! And he holds up his wanted poster. My head's worth 8 million berries. I'm a wanted man. I've killed 56 people, mostly fools like you. Watch yourself if you're fond of breathing. If you're smart, you'll sail away from here so I never see you again. And then Shanks, still drenched in liquor, kneels down and picks up the pieces of the bottle. Sorry about this mess, Makino. Give me a rag and I'll clean it up.
Don't worry about it.
Then Higuma takes his sword out and he slashes through all the other bottles that is on the countertop right above Shanks, literally covering him more in liquor. So, you like to clean. That ought to keep you busy for a while. Farewell, cowards. And then Higuma and his entire band just leave the tavern. No grog, that's an outrage. Let's go to another village. And it shows people hiding around the corner as Higuma and his band were leaving. Captain, are you okay? Are you hurt? I'm fine, no harm done. And then Shanks just starts laughing. He got you good. And then Shanks just starts laughing. And then Luffy screams out,
You think it's funny?
Huh?
He made you look like a weakling. Why didn't you fight him? Sure, they outnumbered you and maybe they look pretty tough, but what kind of man lets himself be treated like that and then laughs about it? You're a disgrace to all pirates.
And then Shanks just looks at him. Yeah, I know, Ravi. 8 million. If only he knew. If only he knew. We'll get to that in a bit. When you grow up, maybe you'll understand, kid. He just got some grog on me, that's all. Needless killing doesn't make you a man. Hey, where you going? Because Luffy's storming off.
To go find a real role model.
And then, as Shanks holds on to his arm, Luffy is still walking away from him, as his arm is stretching. And this causes everyone to see it and spit out their drinks. Hey, what? His arm's stretching! Does this mean he couldn't have.
What's wrong with me?
And then we get one of the pirate crews, one of the members whose name isn't revealed just yet, that says, "It's not here!
Ah!
The gum fruit we took from that enemy ship! Luffy, you didn't eat that fruit, did you?"
Yeah, I ate it for dessert. It didn't taste all that great though.
And then Shanks screams, "That was the gum fruit! The fruit of the devil! It's one of the secret treasures of the sea! If you eat it, your entire body becomes like rubber, and you will never be able to swim for the rest of your life!" And then Luffy's face just completely drops.
What?
"You idiot!" And then time passes on. Then we get to see a fishmonger, and we see Luffy just smiling the biggest smile he's ever seen. He's ever had.
Hey, Mr. Fishmonger, give me some fish.
And then it cuts to the fishmonger going, "Hey, Rubber Boy, why are you in such a good mood lately? The pirates set sail without you today, you know, and you won't be able to swim for the rest of your life."
It doesn't matter. If I sink, it doesn't matter. If I sink like an anchor, then I'll just be a pirate that never falls overboard. I'm glad I ate the gum devil fruit. Look at what I can do.
And Luffy just pulls his face and just starts stretching it. Then we get another individual that pops up with a striped hat and some glasses on. "You think being cocked at because you're a freak is a great thing, eh? Well, this village doesn't need any more idiots, Sonny.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
For the last time, Luffy, I won't allow you to become a pirate. It made the village look bad. Now, the captain's not such a bad fellow, but you stay away from those pirates." And then Luffy's sticking his tongue out and putting his fingers in his ears. Then we get to the party's bar. And Makino is speaking to Luffy.
"The pirates have been out at sea for a long time. Do you miss them, Luffy?" "After the way those mountain bandits humiliated them? Not at all. I really misjudged those guys. I thought they were brave and tough, but they're really just a bunch of wimps."
"Are you sure about that? Maybe sometimes it takes more courage not to fight."
"You wouldn't understand, Makino. A real man has to stand up for himself, no matter what."
"Is that right? I guess I don't understand."
"That's right. You don't."
And then we get the same dude again. "Make way for the terror of the Highlands." And then Luffy looks back, excited, but then that excitement leaves because he goes,
"What?"
"No pirates today, eh? Smells better. We were in the area, so we stopped by." Two things. I wonder if Oda already made Shanks what he wanted him to be, or was he going to be something else? And if so, it shows how Shanks can hide his presence. Even the bandits don't know who he is. That's an interesting thought. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Cdes. But it's Higuma and his bandits again. "What are you waiting for? We're customers. Serve us drinks." And then time passes as someone runs to the mayor and goes,
"Mayor, we got a problem."
Oh wait, it's Makino. Wow. Wow, it just shows you that I never really read the first chapter of One Piece, because I see this woman running in to talk to the mayor, and it's Makino. I never seen Makino without like a head wrap, like a bandana over her hair. So her running in to see the mayor, that took me a quick second for me to be like, who's this other person? But it's Makino without a headband. It just shows you how uneducated I am with One Piece. But I'ma educate myself with all these volumes. Yes.
"Mayor, we've got a problem."
"What's wrong, Makino?"
"It's Luffy and the mountain bandits."
"You've got a strange body, boy. Our punches and kicks aren't hurting you at all."
See? Benefits of the power. Just like SpongeBob to a degree. But, you know. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta go help Luffy."
"Are you crazy? Those mountain bandits would kill us. Besides, Luffy's the one that started the fight."
"Darn you! You better take it back, you jerk!"
And Luffy tries to hit Higuma. There sure are some weird creatures in the world, eh, Rubber Boy? And then, as he's holding Luffy by his cheek, which is stretching, he slams, using that same cheek, he whips Luffy through the air and slams him into the ground, sending him bouncing across the ground.
Darn you!
I discovered a new life form.
I'll make you sorry for this!
Maybe I'll sell you to a freak show. I bet they'll pay good money for you. And then Luffy tries to run towards Higuma with a stick and tries to hit him. And Higuma picks up his foot and goes, "You stubborn little brat!" and proceeds to kick Luffy directly into his face and then stomps him on the ground. I was just drinking and talking to my men. I didn't say anything to offend you.
Yes, you did! You better apologize!
Then it cuts to the other civilians who are just watching this go on. Curse that Luffy! Why do you have to pick a fight with those guys?
Move your foot, you stinking mountain ape!
Let the boy go, says the mayor. Please. And then the bandits are just watching. And then the mayor gets down on his hands and knees. I don't know what Luffy did, and I have no intention of fighting you people. But if it's money you want, you'll get it. Just don't hurt the boy.
Mayor!
Nice try, old man. You know how the world works. But I'm afraid it's too late. No one can save this brat now. He's done the unpardonable. He attacked me, and he called me names, as he continues to stomp on Luffy's head. But I think Luffy changed his characters because people know Shanks throughout the world. Yeah, that's probably one reason. And he called me names. I can't take that from this little rubber-spined freak.
You started this, bandit! You mountain macaque!
Because you know it's a macaque is one of those black and white monkeys that you would see, those small ones. That does it. I'm not gonna sell you. I'm gonna kill you. And Higuma takes his sword out.
Luffy!
Please, forgive him! And then Shanks shows up right between the mayor and Makino. Nobody came to greet us at the harbor. I was wondering what was going on. And then they're surprised to see Shanks just show up all of a sudden. Oh, it's you mountain bandits again.
Captain Shanks!
Luffy, I thought your punch was as powerful as a pistol.
Not now, Captain!
Ha! You pirates are still here, taking a break from your cleaning duties? I don't know what you want, but you better back off before you get hurt. Come any closer and we'll have to kill you. Oh wait, I don't know what you want, but you better back off before you get hurt. Come any closer and we'll have to kill you, cowards. And then as he's saying this, Shanks is walking towards him, and one of the mountain bandits walks up and points a gun at Shanks' head going,
Didn't you hear him? Don't come any closer,
and he puts a pistol right up to his head.
or I'll blow your head off.
And then the rest of the bandits are just laughing like it's going to be easy. I gotta be careful. And they start laughing, and then Shanks goes, You're putting your life on the line by pointing that at me.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm saying it's not safe to point guns. And as he points at it, another member of his crew is right next to Shanks, and he straight up shoots this guy in the head. Guns are not for threatening, they're for shooting. And his member used it. You deny your weapon its purpose. But this dude, big hefty dude eating some meat, name not revealed yet, just shoots the guy directly in the head. And the guy's dead. Yeah. And everyone is surprised to see this, including Luffy, Makino, and the mayor. First blood! Yes, it is.
Now you've gone and done it. What have you done? That wasn't fair.
Fair? Stop whining, landlubbers. You're not dealing with saints here. We're pirates, and we don't play by the rules, says Shanks.
This was none of your business.
Listen up. You can pour drinks on me. You can throw food at me. You can even spit on me. I'll just laugh that stuff off. But, good reason or not, nobody hurts a friend of mine. And then Shanks just glares at all of them. And then Luffy's is all like,
Friend?
And then Higuma starts laughing. Nice speech, very intimidating. You pirates spend your time floating around in your little ships, and you think you can stand up to mountain bandits? Don't make me laugh. Kill them! And then all of the mountain bandits just rush towards Shanks as they scream out, "Die!" And then the first mate, standing next to Shanks, goes, "Captain, I'll take care of this." And then he takes his cigarette out of his mouth and then embeds it directly in the face of one bandit, sending that one reeling back. And then, using the butt of his gun, and he just simply goes, "Next," and proceeds to, you just see the mountain bandits get closer and closer to this person, and then you just see this first mate smiling, and then you see a panel that just says whack, and every single one of the mountain bandits that was facing this individual is pretty much completely unconscious, down on the ground, or just all over the place. You were saying something about mountain bandits and pirates. If you want to fight us, you better bring a battleship. You guys, people will understand why later.
Wow, he's strong.
And everyone is surprised to see the strength of the red-haired pirates.
Wow.
But the brat started it. Doesn't matter. There's a price on your head, isn't there? Playing baseball with their faces. Boop, 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 doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doesn't matter. There's a price on your head, isn't there? And then, of course, Higuma gets scared because now he's seeing like how strong these pirates are. They're strong enough that they could potentially come for the bounty on his head. Even though it's not that great. But then he throws a smoke bomb down. Huh! Smoke bomb! Come here, kid!
Hey, let go!
Luffy! Oh no, I let him escape! We gotta save Luffy! Calm down, Captain. We'll all go out and look for him. We'll find him. And then the first mate is right next to Shanks going, Captain. Then it cuts to the ship later, to their ship, and then it cuts out to far at sea. Far at sea, where Higuma is there with Luffy. Just in like a small boat. What a brilliant escape. And nobody would ever expect a mountain bandit to hide out at sea. I brought you along as a hostage, but I no longer have a use for you. Their bounty is enough for some candies, maybe some fresh socks, maybe a new pair of Hanes drawers. I've already killed 56 people who were foolish enough to make me mad. What's one more? You die! And as Luffy prepares to punch Higuma, he just goes, and then goes, goodbye, and kicks Luffy out of the boat. And as Luffy is thinking to himself as he's flying in the air, his life flashes before his eyes.
Jerk!
Brat.
That guy is scum, and I didn't even get one punch in, darn it!
And of course, this was a time when, explicit words were disguised with wingdings and stuff like that. So it cuts back to when, back to the moment where Luffy went up against Higuma to have these events transpire. Did you see the look on those pirates' faces? I broke a bottle over his head and not one word of protest. How pathetic. Ha 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 ha! Cowards like that make me sick. I wanted to kill him. Pirates are all talk.
Take that back!
Huh?
Take back what you said about Shanks! He's not a coward!
Luffy, stop!
Stop talking bad about Shanks!
And then it cuts to Luffy falling into the water. As Higuma is in the distance, he's just laughing. Ha 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 ha! And Luffy is slowly drowning. And then Luffy takes a moment to not drown as he watches in utter horror as the big giant creature rises out of the water behind him. Huh? What the? Ah! And as he screams out in terror, this creature bites down completely on the boat, consuming Higuma. Completely. The first and only appearance of Higuma. Higama's gone, he's been eaten, and then the creature stares. Then the creature stares at Luffy as he's gone,
Ah! Someone help me!
and as the creature gets close, it chomps down, but Luffy is now in the arms of Shanks. And the creature's looking at
Shanks!
Creature's looking at Shanks. And then Shanks just glares at this creature. Get out of here. And the creature, sweating bullets, looks at Shanks, frozen. Then we see Luffy crying, and then we see Shanks still staring at this creature. And then the creature starts to really get fidgety and starts trembling, and then it takes off into the water. Luffy, I'm sorry. Makino told me what happened. You stood up for me. Hey, stop crying. You're a tough guy, remember?
But Shanks! What about your arm?
Because the sea creature that was in front of Shanks took his arm in that one instance. Like his entire left arm is gone. It's a small price to pay. Just an arm. I'm just glad you're okay. And then Luffy is just crying his eyes out completely. Then we get narration. Luffy understood why Shanks wouldn't take him out to sea. The dangers of the sea were too great, and he was not yet strong enough. But most of all, Luffy realized what a great man Shanks was. He vowed to be just like him one day. Then we cut to Luffy.
So you won't be coming back to this village after this voyage?
That's right. We've been using this harbor as a base of operations for a long time. Maybe too long. Are you sad?
Yeah, I'm sad. But I won't ask you to take me with you. I've decided to become a pirate on my own.
It wouldn't do you any good. You're still too little. Nah. And he sticks his tongue out at Luffy. There's no way you can become a pirate.
Oh, yes, I will. One day, I'll have a ship and crew better than yours. And we'll have the biggest hoard of treasure in the world. I'm gonna become king of the pirates.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the very first iteration of Luffy proclaiming he's gonna become the king of the pirates. Legendary. Dang, you're so talented. You got a great speaking voice. Well, thank you, Saucy. It's not the first time I heard that. Last time someone said something about my voice, apparently someone said that my voice was hot. This was during my stream of playing Dead Island 2 the other day. So, thank you, Saucy. Welcome. If this is your first time here, I hope you enjoy yourself. We're going through the entire first volume of One Piece. And then I'm going to be going through every single volume of One Piece until I catch up to where I first did reactions, which was on volume 83, the introduction of Big Bomb. So, if you're interested, I'm going to be doing this every day, except Sundays, until I fully catch up.
I'm gonna become king of the pirates.
You're going to be better than us, huh? Well then, do me a favor. Keep this hat safe for me. And Shanks takes off his straw hat and puts it on Luffy's head. By far one of the most iconic panels and most iconic moments in all of manga and anime. And I will stand on that hill and proclaim that. One of the greatest, one of the most pivotal moments in all of manga and anime. Shanks just giving Luffy a straw hat. Maybe it's the One Piece fanboy in me, but this was by far a great panel. It's just a blank background with just Luffy and Shanks standing in it, but it just carries so much weight. Do me a favor. Keep this hat safe for me. This hat means a lot to me. And then Luffy, understanding the gravity of the situation, just bawls his eyes out, but he doesn't say anything. Promise that you'll give it back to me someday, when you've become a great pirate. And then his first mate says, that kid's gonna make something of himself. Yeah, he acts just like I did when I was a kid. Weigh the anchor! Raise the sails! We're off the tide! Luffy's adventure begins 10 years later from this very same spot. Ta-dum! 10 years later.
Well, he's finally standing out, eh, Mayor? I'll miss that rascal.
But if he does become a pirate, he'll bring shame to the village. I never thought he'd really do it. And then it cuts to seagulls over the sea. And then we have the main man himself. Wow, it's a good day to set out to sea. Then that very same sea creature pops up out of the water directly in front of Luffy. Our local sea monster. Sorry I have to do this, but here's an attack I've been perfecting since the last time we met. And he stands there as the same creature that threatened to eat him beforehand, that consumed Higuma 10 years earlier, prepares to eat him, and as he goes, Gum Pistol! And with every ounce of strength he has, he punches this sea creature directly in the face with resounding force, sending that same sea creature flying through the air before it hits the water again, and his arm snapping back to its original size. That's what you get, you darn fish. First things first, I've got to get a crew. I think about 10 men should do. And I'll need a pirate flag. Look out, world! Here I come! I'm going to become the king of the pirates! Luffy's tiny boat floats on, his crew yet to be found. Luffy's great voyage of destiny has begun. You know what? First, let me read Ozzy, but then I want to say something about Stephanie's comment. You know, it's a shame that Higuma didn't survive. It would have been funny to see Luffy hand his behind to him 10 years later. And then Stephanie says, "Not gonna lie, as a soon-to-be married woman, once again, congratulations to you and Chris. I can honestly say that when you did that reading of the Jabberwocky for you, I felt." You do have a fantastic voice. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. But yeah, she's referencing, she wanted me to do like a voiceover of reading the Jabberwocky, but in like a sinister type way. And apparently, I guess I did a good job, so. But thank you, Stephanie. Luffy's tiny boat floats on, his crew yet to be found. Luffy's great voyage of destiny has begun. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of Chapter 1 of One Piece. We've started. There's no going back. I can't stop now. Since I've read the first chapter, I am obligated to read the rest. Let's continue with Chapter 2. However long these streams last will depend on how quickly I get through the volumes. But I'm not going to rush, because this is a story not worth rushing through. Chapter 2. They call him Straw Hat Luffy. This is no ordinary boy in a rowboat. This is a boy with a dream, challenging the vast treacherous seas in a tiny dinghy, searching for extraordinary men for his pirate crew. Wow, what a great day! The weather's so nice. Who would have thought this voyage would end in disaster so soon? Monkey D. Luffy. Hard to believe that I'm getting sucked into this giant whirlpool. Maybe I was a little careless. Because Luffy is literally just chilling. He's all like, what a great day. But now I'm getting sucked into this maelstrom right now. I could use some help, but there's nobody around. Oh well, can't be helped. Down I go. Too bad I can't swim, too. What was I thinking? In a giant whirlpool, it doesn't really make a difference if you can sink or swim. I'd drown even if I could swim. And then Luffy starts to get swept up in the whirlpool over and over and over again. Chapter 2, they call him Straw Hat Luffy, so we get like multiple pages of that. An uncharted island. And we have this big old flagship with multiple hearts on the sails, and a big old swan at the front with like a pearl necklace around as a figurehead. And we see a pirate flag that has a skull and crossbones and a heart in the middle of it. And a person with a long finger and long nails goes,
"Why is there dust on my bulwark?"
1,000 pardons, Lady Alvida. I thought I cleaned every inch of the ship. I'll clean everything all over again, please.
Please what?
Please, not the Iron Mace! One Piece is a marathon, not a sprint. Exactly. Move at a pace that's comfortable, which is why I'm taking breaks on Sundays, but I'll continue throughout the rest of the week. Please, not the Iron Mace! I don't want to die! And then it shows this person getting hit by the mace. Well, the sound effect of this person getting hit by a mace. And then their unconscious or possibly dead body just laying on the deck as this person is carrying a big old massive spiked club with them.
Kobe, who's the fairest throughout all the seas? Why, you are, Lady Alvida. No one compares to you. Correct. Which is why I will not tolerate anything dirty. The ship I sail in must be as clean and beautiful as I am. Understand? Remember, Kobe, were it not for your vast knowledge of the seas, I would feed you to the sharks. But don't push your luck. Yes, that's very kind of you. Other than that, you're worthless. Here, shine my shoes.
As this woman points her shoes at Kobe and hits him with it. Like, first she stomps on him and is all like, shine my shoes. Can't really do that if you're hitting me in the face. I can't be accurate if you're hitting me in the face with your feet. That's just like, sometimes people be dumb, you know?
Yes, Lady Alvida, right away.
You could be an awesome, amazing audiobook narrator. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Yes, Lady Alvida, right away. I don't want to see even one speck of dust on this ship.
Aye, aye! Then we see the lady for what she is. The Lady Pirate Iron Mace Alvida. She's a very large, very stout woman who will make you question why people call her beautiful in the first place, just so you understand. Also, for everyone here, I know we're 47 minutes in, but if you want to follow along and see what I'm seeing, you can either go to Viz to see those chapters, or you can go to Manga Plus. Either one of those would be perfect places for you to see what I'm seeing. I can't show images because of copyright reasons. Almost out of the ballpark with this one strike I have just because I had a logo of solo leveling on the channel. But if you guys want to see what I'm seeing, then you can go to those two places or the website of your choice. But as I always say, support the official release. The Lady Pirate Iron Mace Alvida.
That's enough. You're pathetic.
Alvida has her own gravity pull. Look. The reason why people badmouth her in the front is because they can't say it behind her back because their car only got like a full half a tank of gas. But she kicks Kobe as she says,
That's enough. You're pathetic.
and she kicks Kobe.
Sorry. If you've got time to grovel, then you've got time to scrub the toilet. Yes, milady. Right away. Right away.
And then it cuts to like the place where they're stationing like their loot and stuff. And it cuts to one dude going, "What's that, Kobe? Did a barrel of rum wash up on the beach?"
Yeah, and it's not empty. I wasn't sure what to do with it. Well, I know what to do with it. Let's drink it all up.
"But if the captain finds out, she'll have our heads."
Yeah, she'll never find out. We're the only ones here. Just Kobe and the three of us will know about this.
I guess you're right.
And you ain't seen nothing, right, Kobe? Right. I ain't seen nothing. Please don't hit me.
Because here's a funny thing. I was first introduced to One Piece through the 4Kids dub. So seeing some of these lines that was drastically changed in the American version of the 4Kids dub was like mind-boggling to me. Like the whole thing about a barrel washing up and them trying to figure out what's inside. In the 4Kids dub, they say like, what's in this barrel? I bet it's just a barrel full of water. And I'm just like, that's stupid. Who would just make a barrel full of water? It's rum. There are some pretty big girls out there. Unfortunately, Alvida is not one of them. Yes, there's a lot of thick women out there, but Alvida is the type that is not beautiful. There's a ton of beautiful ones out there, tons of them. I see them all the time. But Alvida is not in that list that makes me double take. It's like I see her and it's like just walk forward, look at something else, and hopefully you'll never see that again. That's pretty much Alvida at that point. But As Kobe says,
Please don't hit me.
and then before they get out, before they even do anything with the barrel, sorry, I gotta keep going. Before they even do anything with the barrel, Luffy pops up out of it, because that's the barrel that Kobe rolled up is the very one that Luffy was in.
What the devil?
That was a great nap. Looks like I survived somehow. I got so dizzy, I thought I was gonna barf. And then all the other pirates of the Alvida pirates are looking at him as he going, huh? And everyone's confused. Who are you guys?
Who the heck are you?
Good old Four Kids almost ruined this wonderful story. I'm so glad they stopped. Look. I'm so glad that we can say that Four Kids is no longer around to ruin any more animes for people. But One Piece, that One Piece dub, Lord, that One Piece dub. Who the heck are you guys?
Who the heck are you?
What were you doing in there?
Back to work, you scurvy dogs!
And then the mace comes through, and it pretty much destroys the entire holding building where everyone is at. It destroys the whole building, and then Luffy gets sent flying into the nearby forest beyond that.
You lazy swabbies, who's the fairest throughout all the seas?
Lady Alvida, you are, of course.
And you dare to defy me? What? Never! Not in a million! Don't play dumb with me! I could hear you talking all the way from the ship. Which one of you had such a great nap?
And then, it was Luffy who said it. But she thinks it was one of her own crew that did. Because the one dude with the bandana and the swirly sideburns goes like, Captain, we have an intruder! Yeah, that good-for-nothing Kobe brought that stranger fella here.
What? Could he be a bounty hunter after the price on my head?
All right. Family was just talking to me for a quick moment there. But Alvida says,
What? Could he be a bounty hunter after the price on my head? Kobe, you traitorous little runt!
but the only bounty hunter bold enough to come here. That's ridiculous. The Navy has him locked up.
But, if he's as clever as they say, he might have escaped. And they say that the infamous Roronoa Zoro is that clever.
And then time passes, and then Kobe's there in the forest with Luffy.
Are you okay? Are you hurt? After getting knocked around so much, you must be.
And then Luffy's just laughing. I'm fine, just a little surprise is all. My name's Luffy. Where am I?
This island is the hideout of Iron Mace Alvida, the lady pirate. I'm Kobe, her cabin boy.
Kobe, the cabin boy. I see. Well, none of that really matters to me.
Oh.
You wouldn't happen to have a dinghy, would you? Mine got sucked into a giant whirlpool.
You got sucked into a giant whirlpool?
Yeah, it caught me by surprise.
You're lucky to be alive. But if it's a dinghy you want, I have one. Sorta.
And then Kobe shows Kobe shows Luffy his little dinghy. What's this? A coffin?
I built it myself. It took me 2 years.
2 years and you don't want it?
I really don't need it anymore. I built it to escape from this place, but I don't have the courage to try it.
How's the stream going? Oh, the stream is going quite well. It's going quite well. I'm enjoying myself, Ogata.
But I don't have the courage to try it. I guess it's my fate to be a cabin boy for the rest of my life. But I once had a different dream.
Why don't you just escape?
No way. Just thinking about what Alvida would do to me if she caught me makes my bladder weak. I just can't risk it. I'll never forget that fateful day. I just wanted to go fishing, and I boarded a pirate ship by mistake. That was 2 years ago. In exchange for my life, I've been working as their cabin boy.
You're kind of clumsy and dumb. And you're gutless, too. You really are worthless.
You don't have to be that frank.
But you're right. I don't have the guts to float around at sea in a barrel like you.
But you're right. I don't have the guts to float around at sea in a barrel like you. Luffy, why did you go to sea anyway?
Hold on, the way these pages are separated makes it feel like there's like a security tab in here somewhere, but it's not. Well, you see, I'm gonna be the king of the pirates.
King of the pirates? But you'd have to make the whole world kneel to you. Wealth, fame, power, you'd have to achieve it all. Don't tell me you're after Gold Roger's lost treasure, One Piece. Do you want to die? Every pirate in the world is after that.
And so am I.
But the odds against you are astronomical. It's impossible. Never. You want to be the king of the pirates in the golden age of piracy? It'll never happen.
And then Luffy knocks Kobe on top of his head.
Hey, why'd you hit me?
You were hysterical.
Okay, I'm used to it.
I'm not afraid to die, Kobe.
Huh?
I've set myself to become king of the pirates, and if I die trying, then at least I tried. See? This is why I love Luffy. And this completely shocks Kobe, as he thinks,
what guts? What determination? You're not even afraid to die?
and I believe I'll succeed, too. Yeah, right page. And I believe I'll succeed, too. Or am I just deluding myself?
I never looked at it like that before.
And then Kobe starts tearing up.
Maybe I can be like that. If I'm willing to risk my life trying.
Huh?
Maybe it's possible. Do you think I can join the Navy?
The Navy?
We'll end up being enemies, but I want to join the Navy and fight the bad guys. It's been my dream since I was a little kid.
Ah, there it is. There's the security tab. It is right there. Because note, when I bought these volumes, I have not opened them or touched them in any way ever since I got them. So, when they had security tabs in these volumes, I have not removed them. Come on. There we go. This reminds me of my days of reading through all my other series, and they had security tabs in there as well. Luffy is the best. How can you not like this guy? Ah, for those who are new, yeah, it gets better.
It's been my dream since I was a little kid. Luffy, do you think I can do it?
How would I know?
Well, I'm gonna do it. What have I got to lose? I don't want to be a miserable cabin boy my whole life. Better to risk my life trying to achieve my dream. I'll join the Navy, and then I'll capture Alvida!
And then, in that one moment, Alvida shows up and destroys the entire ship that Kobe made over the past 2 years.
Who are you going to capture, runt? Ah! My boat! You little sneak. Do you really think you could escape from me? Is that the bounty hunter you hired? Well, he certainly isn't Roronoa Zoro, so I'll give you one chance to repent. Who is the fairest throughout the seas? Answer me!
Zoro, says Luffy. Can't wait for that chapter.
Lady Alvida, you...
Hey, who's that tough-looking old biddy? No chill. Luffy has no chill whatsoever. You love to see it. Hey, who's that tough-looking old biddy? And everyone is completely shocked, including Alvida, for Luffy to call her that. How dare!
No way! Luffy, take it back! Throughout all the seas, Lady Alvida is...
And then, in that moment, Kobe actually gains the courage he needs.
Lady Alvida is...
I'm gonna be king of the pirates, and if I die trying, then at least I tried.
Lady Alvida is the ugliest hag of all!
And Kobe is ready to stand there and says this in front of Alvida, fists clenching, gulping, as Alvida looms over them. And then Luffy starts laughing. And then Alvida screams out,
You little...
and as Kobe's life flashes before his eyes.
I said it, and I won't take it back. No more cringing from me. From now on, I'll fight for my dreams.
Saying the word cringing in this day and age has such a different connotation than it used to in the past. It wasn't used by every single person on TikTok. Back then, it actually had valuable meaning. Such as the days of grammar.
I said it, and I won't take it back. No more cringing from me. From now on, I'll fight for my dreams.
And as he screams out for his life, Luffy pushes him aside and goes, Good for you, Kobe.
Luffy! It makes no difference to me. You're both going to die!
And then Alvida brings her club completely down on Luffy's head, and it does nothing. As Luffy says, That didn't hurt, 'cause I'm made of rubber. And this was 1997. Exactly. And everyone is shocked to see that Luffy is still alive. You gotta be kidding! Gum. Pistol!
What the?
And then, all of a sudden, Alvida is punched directly in the face by Luffy from his Gum pistol, sending her flying back a very good distance. His arms stretch like rubber! Captain! He beat Lady Alvida! He's not human! Give Kobe a dinghy. He's gonna join the Navy. Yes, sir. So, immediately, for those of us who have seen the first episode of the anime, or at least the episode where Alvida is introduced, the way things transpired in the episode it's extended, really extended, because in the episode you see Luffy use Gum Pistol and then use Gum Rocket, but here. And then he uses his own, and then I think he uses Gum, not Double Barrel, but Gum. I completely, Gum, I think is it Double Barrel? No. Oh, good Lord. No. The 4Kids name for attacks are permeating throughout my mind right now. But the way he took down, let me just say this, the way he took down Alvida is completely different here because it just happens in an instant in the manga. But in the episode itself, it went on for a lot longer before Luffy defeated Alvida. Let me just say it that way. But Luffy says, Give Kobe a dinghy. He's gonna join the Navy. Yes, sir. And then Luffy's just back to smiles again. And then Kobe's just crying his eyes out.
You must have eaten the fruit of the Gum tree. Incredible.
Alvida's blasting off again, pretty much. Yeah, that's what happened in the episode. In the episode, Alvida gets sent flying into the distance. But here, she just gets knocked out completely in front of her crew. And the difference is, in the anime, they were on the ship when Alvida was defeated. But here in the manga, they're in the forest when Alvida was defeated. So like I said, a lot of these things we're going to be seeing in the manga compared to the anime, fundamentally different. Since it's my first time seeing all this stuff happen, I'm really going to be drawing a lot of parallels here to the moments that I've seen.
But Luffy, if you're going after One Piece, that means you'll have to enter the Grand Line.
Yep.
They call it the Pirates' Graveyard.
That's why I'm assembling a super crew. That guy in prison at the Navy base? What's his name?
Roronoa Zoro?
If he's a good guy, I'll let him join my crew.
Now you're talking crazy again. Never. That will dragon! That guy's a demonic beast!
How do you know?
Never!
And so, the two young adventurers sail on towards the naval base and destiny. And the order that Shanks and Alvida were introduced was reversed from the anime and the manga. Exactly. So many differences. Now, here we have a little footnote here before we get on to chapter 3. Mind you, we have 8 chapters to go through. So we're getting there. The chapters will probably get shorter as we go on, because that's how Oda's style has kind of changed over the years. Step 1, the pirate flag, the skull and crossbones. The crossbones are thigh bones. I never really thought about what particular bones were used in a skull and crossbones. I never knew that. Interesting. Here is some information regarding the pirate flag. The pirate flag is generally called the Jolly Roger and is a symbol of death. Scary, isn't it? There are many theories concerning the origin of the term Jolly Roger. Some say it comes from the French Joli Rouge, or Red Lovely, possibly referring to blood. Another possibility is that Roger was originally the word rogue, meaning a thief or villain. And then there are those who say it's related to Old Roger, which was a name for the devil. And then we get started with chapter 3. Enter Zoro, pirate hunter. Of course, he's called Zolo in the manga, but we all refer to him as Zoro. Everyone refers to him as Zoro. Chapter 3 enters Zoro, pirate hunter. A demonic beast, huh?
Roronoa Zoro is his real name, but they call him Zoro the Pirate Hunter. He's like a bloodthirsty hound, roaming the seas, hunting men for the bounties on their heads. They say he's a demon in human form. Luffy, he's a pirate hunter. Pirate hunters don't mix well with pirates.
I haven't decided whether I'll invite him to join my crew or not. If he's a good guy, then I'll...
He's in prison because he's not a good guy.
And then we get the title again. And then we get to a brand new location with Luffy and Kobe. We're finally here! We made it to the naval base town! Yeah! Oh, wait, this is Kobe. So this means you'll read the SBS as well? Everything.
Finally! We made it! We were here! We are finally...
I keep misreading this sentence. My apologies.
We're finally here! We made it to the naval base town!
Yeah, we finally made it. Kobe, you're amazing.
Huh?
You actually got us to our destination.
Of course I did. That's the minimum requirement for people who sail the seas. Luffy, if you keep randomly floating around, you'll never become a pirate. You should find a navigator for your crew.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Now, let's go eat. And then it cuts to Food Foo, the new restaurant where they're eating. Well, Kobe, I guess this is where we go our separate ways. I hope you join the Navy and become a great sailor.
Thank you, Luffy, and I hope you become a great pirate, even if that means we'll be enemies.
Hey, I just remembered. That guy's supposed to be imprisoned here. Roronoa Zoro? And then the whole tavern that they're in just goes up in a massive uproar. Except for then, as everyone is like hiding up against the wall because even the mere mention of Zoro's name apparently causes all of them to get terrified. And everyone is just looking at them dumbfounded and scared, while Luffy and company are looking at them just straight dumbfounded.
Maybe you shouldn't say that name out loud here. I saw a poster that said that Captain Morgan is at this base.
And then, just saying Captain Morgan's name causes all the rest of the patrons to just fly up in the air and throw stuff around the room. Can you imagine how weird the world would be if people reacted in real life as if they were in an anime with exaggerated expressions and body gesture and body language? Just like you see someone say like, hey, Madara Uchiha's on his way to this restaurant. And everyone just flies up in uproar, tables get flipped, food flies everywhere, and everyone would consider that normal. Only in something fictional can that seem normal, because in real life it's all like, now we gotta clean the floor, we gotta pick up all the food, we gotta reset the tables, you ruined our good china. It's like, some things in anime and manga simply do not translate well to real life. So it's just funny seeing all these over-exaggerated things happening. I'm sorry, that's just me. Wow, as they watch all the patrons just fly in the air at the mere mention of Captain Morgan's name. What a great restaurant! I want to go back there again.
Everyone is so jumpy. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. I can understand why they get nervous when they hear Roronoa Zoro's name. He might escape at any moment. But why do they get nervous hearing the captain's name?
Who knows? Maybe they just got carried away.
Why would that happen? I'm trying to think seriously here.
Then we cut to the naval base as both Kobe and company just make their way to the front gate. Oddly unmanned. Navy base. It looks so big up close. Go on in, Kobe.
But I haven't mentally prepared myself yet. And those people sure were scared when they heard the captain's name.
And then Luffy just decides to climb the fence, just decides to climb the wall and look in.
Luffy, what are you doing?
I wonder if I can see the demonic beast from here.
You won't find him just by peeking over the fence. He's probably deep within the bowels of the prison.
Oh yeah? Well, there's someone over there. Maybe it's Zoro. And then it cuts to a person who's just staring off into the distance. An air of terror, an air of like a sinister air around them, as their eyes are partially covered and they have 3 earrings in their left ear, just staring off into the distance. There he is! And then Kobe very nervously peeks his head up from the fence. And then he looks in shock and he falls backwards. What's wrong?
Black bandana and a Hanamaki sash. It's really him. That's Roronoa Zoro. He looks so menacing.
And then we have the man himself, Roronoa Zoro, as he's tied up to a post in the middle of an empty lot. So that's him. Huh. I could just untie those ropes and set him free.
That's suicide. If you let him loose, he'll kill us and then wreck the town.
Hey, kid.
Huh?
Huh?
Yikes!
Come over here and untie me. I've been here for 9 days and I can't take any more. Hey, he's smiling.
He's talking to us.
I'll make it worth your while. I'll capture someone with a big price on their head and give all of the bounty to you. You can trust me. I'm a man of my word.
Don't do it, Luffy! As soon as you untie him, he'll kill us and get away! I just know it!
He won't kill us. He couldn't. I wouldn't let him. Huh?
Oh, what a big head he's got!
And then a ladder just pops up right next to Kobe and Luffy. Huh?
Huh?
Shh! And it's a little girl climbing up on the fence. And she jumps inside of the lot with Zoro.
Hey! Don't go down there! It's dangerous!
And Zoro just looks on, confused. What do you want?
Luffy, do something! She's gonna be killed!
Why don't you do it yourself? Get lost. Do you want to get killed? And the little girl just says,
I made these rice balls for you. I thought you might need some food. It's the first time I've ever made rice balls. I hope you like them.
I'm not hungry. Now beat it and take that stuff with you.
But...
I don't want it. Now get out of here. I'll stomp you to death. And then it cuts to someone walking in, all gizzied up with a very weird hairstyle. Never thought that someone is so bad with directions to be so powerful. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Psycho. I'm not going to speak ahead of these volumes just in case this is a person's first time experiencing One Piece. Roronoa Zoro! You shouldn't pick on little girls. I'll tell my father on you. Helmeppo! Captain Morgan's son. All gizzied up with rings and a necklace, with a coconut head from Ned's declassified haircut. Who's that weirdo?
He must be some high-ranking naval officer. Now that little girl will be safe.
Huh. Well, if it isn't the idiot's son living off daddy's wealth. Did you just call me an idiot? A man in your position should guard his tongue, or he could lose it. Little girl, did you bring those rice balls for me? How thoughtful.
Hey, give it back.
Disgusting! It's sweet, there's sugar on it! Rice balls are supposed to be seasoned with salt, not sugar!
But I like sweets, so I figured sugar would be better.
These are completely inedible!
Stop! You're ruining them!
As Helmeppo takes those rice balls that this little girl took so much time to do and just stomps them onto the ground. Oh wait, most people don't usually act like that in real life? Is that why you got kicked out of the Wendy's? What are you doing flipping tables at Wendy's? How did you flip tables at Wendy's? I thought all of their tables were bolted down. How strong are you? How strong are you? I thought Wendy's restaurant tables were all bolted down. Just how strong are you if you're flipping tables?
How evil! That little girl worked really hard to make those rice balls.
Don't worry, I'm sure the ants find them delicious. And then it cuts to the little girl as she's distraught over her rice balls being destroyed.
Why? I worked so hard to make them!
Oh, stop that crying. That's why I hate kids. It's your own fault. Can't you read this sign? It says anyone aiding this prisoner shall be found guilty of the crimes he has committed. Captain Morgan. I'm sure you've heard how scary my father can be. If you were an adult, you would be put to death. You there, throw that brat over the fence. But I'm ordering you to throw that little brat over the fence. Are you going to disobey a direct order? I'll tell Daddy on you. He's really using that as a way to throw his weight around, isn't he? Yes, sir. Right away. Wow. There was actual, book dust in these pages. Yes, sir. Right away. And then we see the little girl get thrown over the fence, but Luffy catches her.
Are you okay? What a bad man.
And then Luffy's just dusting himself off, and he's looking on as Helmeppo is still bad-mouthing Zoro. My, aren't you a stubborn one? That's right. I'm gonna last out the entire month. You just keep your end of the bargain. I won't dream of breaking my word. If you survive out here for a month, then I'll let you go. It's my pleasure, I'm sure. And then Helmeppo just walks out with his 2 guards. And then it cuts to Zoro as Luffy is suddenly standing in front of him. You still here? Better not let Helmeppo's father catch you. Look, I'm looking for good men to join my pirate crew. Pirate crew? You think I'd lower myself to that level? No thanks. But becoming a pirate's my dream. What's wrong with it? You think if you untie me, I'm gonna join your pirate crew? I haven't decided if I'll ask you yet. You've got a pretty bad reputation, you know. Bad reputation, huh? Well, anyway, I don't go for that kind of deal. I've got my own plans for the future. I don't need your help. I can get out of here on my own. All I have to do is last for a month here, then I'm a free man. Captain Morgan's idiot son promised me. All I gotta do is survive here for 1 month. Then I'll be free to pursue my dream. You're not that strong, you did it with your brain? Okay, so you don't even need to touch stuff to just flip it. Okay, so Chris is marrying an Esper, apparently. Great. I see. I don't think I could last 1 week without food. Me and you are different. I got more willpower. So go look for a crew elsewhere. And then as Luffy's walking away, he goes, Hey, wait a minute. Huh? Pick that up for me. And it's the completely crushed and smashed rice ball that Helmeppo stepped on. And Luffy goes, You're not gonna eat it. It's more of a dirt ball than a rice ball now. I know you're hungry, but this... Shut up. Just shut up and feed it to me. And don't miss 1 grain of rice. And then as Zoro is eating that same rice ball, you know, everything done got on it. The 5-second rule is long past. He just chokes it down and eats it. And I told you, it was mostly dirt. You want to kill yourself? Tell the kid. Huh? Tell her I said it was delicious. Tell her I ate it all. And then Luffy just smiles, and then we head back to town.
Really?
Yeah, he ate it all up.
I'm so glad. Could that guy really be as bad as everyone says? He's not a bad guy. Everyone in town is afraid of him, but he hasn't done anything wrong. He got thrown into prison because of me. Captain Morgan's son had a bunch of mean dogs. They attacked me. Roronoa Zoro saved me. Besides, those dogs were running loose and scaring everybody in town.
That's why Zoro's in prison. Because he hurt that guy's dog to save you?
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense. Zoro's really scary, but he only goes after people with a price on their heads, and he wouldn't get thrown into prison for that.
Captain Morgan and his son are the bad ones. They put people to death for no reason at all. Everyone's afraid of them.
And then we hear someone going, You're not bowing your heads low enough, scum. I'll tell my father on you. Well, we know who showed up. Do you want to be jailed like Roronoa Zoro? We're going to hold a public execution for him in 3 days. We'll make an example of him. I can hardly wait. 3 days? But you made a promise to him, Luffy says to Helmeppo as he stands in the streets, because Helmeppo is making all of the citizens just bow their heads as they walk past. Kind of reminds me of the intro for Ishin Like a Dragon, in a sort of way, to a degree. But you made a promise to him. What? Where did you hear about that? That promise was a joke. He's just a stupid beast for believing it. And then it cuts back to Zoro going, Captain Morgan's idiot son promised me. All I've got to do is survive here for 1 month. And then, without hesitation, Luffy grabs Helmeppo by the scruff of his neck, by the scruff of his shirt, and punches him directly in the face.
Luffy!
That guy is scum.
Stop! Calm down! You want to make an enemy of the Navy, do you?
Kobe, I've made my decision.
Huh?
I'm going to ask Zoro to join my crew. And Helmeppo is just completely unconscious right now. And that is the end of... Yeah, that's the end of Chapter 3. Onwards to Chapter 4. The Great Captain Morgan. He really did it.
He punched the captain's son. Captain Morgan will be furious.
Luffy, stop! Are you trying to pick a fight with the whole Navy?
Scum is scum, no matter who its father is.
You hit me! You actually hit me! No one has ever hit me, not even Daddy! I'm Captain Morgan's beloved son! I'm telling Daddy on you!
Says Helmeppo as he's, fighting back tears after getting punched in the face. And then everyone gets scared because Helmeppo's threatening to tell his father on everyone. Don't run crying to Papa. Face me like a man.
Luffy, please, stop!
You'll die begging for mercy. You're a walking corpse. Father will kill you!
As his men carry him off in the distance very comedically. He's not worth hitting.
You booger face!
Now you've done it.
And then it cuts to the little girl.
You were great, big brother. I feel a lot better now.
Then I wished I'd given him a few more whacks for you. And then we had cut to a woman going,
Rika, get over here. You shouldn't be talking to that person. If they think you're his friend, they'll kill you too.
Because everyone is hiding in their buildings because of what Helmeppo said about getting his dad. Everyone's trying to hide. And Rika's mom comes out.
But Mommy, he's a good man. And Zoro, he's a good...
What are you saying? You didn't go to the parade ground, did you?
Well, no.
What are you saying? You didn't go to the parade ground, did you?
Well, no.
Let's hurry up. Let's get inside.
I noticed that my voice for Rika's mom didn't exactly sound closer to like the ladies that I normally voice. My apologies for that. And the door slams, and then Luffy's all like, "See ya," because he's so indifferent to the situation.
They won't let you get away with this, and Captain Morgan has the whole Navy behind him.
Yeah, whatever. I need to talk to Zoro. And then we cut back to the naval fortress. And we cut to a person who's smoking in his chair. You've seen the first half of One Piece Season 1 a few times, but the voice you did for I'm Telling Daddy was perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. We cut to a person smoking in their chair, which we only see them from the back as he goes, I'm so great. I'm so great. Yes, sir. You certainly are, sir. You're the great Captain Morgan, sir. Then why are the tributes from the peasants, townsfolk getting smaller? Yes, sir. Regarding your tributes, I believe the townspeople are now too poor to raise... It's not a question of how much money they can pay. It's a question of their respect for me. Then the door slams open.
Daddy!
What's wrong, Helmeppo? Why the commotion?
I want you to kill someone for me!
Then it cuts to the same area, the parade ground, which is called, where Zoro is, and Luffy's back there. Hey! You again. If this is about me joining your pirate crew, my answer is still no. Call me Luffy. I'll untie you if you join my pirate crew, okay? And it's like, you don't listen, boy. There really is a lot of this page, I want to call it page dust, coming in and out of chat as you pack the apartment, but I'm listening. It's all good, Steph. It's all good. Call me Luffy. I'll untie you if you join my pirate crew, okay? You don't listen, boy. I've got my own mission, and it doesn't involve becoming a stinking pirate. You're too good to be a pirate? You, a bounty hunter, who everyone thinks is some sort of demon? I don't care what people think. I live by my own code. I've never done anything I regret, and I don't intend to in the future. Which is why I'll never be a pirate. Sorry, but I've made up my mind. You're gonna join my crew. I don't care what you decided. I heard you can use a sword. Huh? Huh. If I wasn't tied up, I'd show you. So where are your swords now? They took them from me, the captain's idiot son. Next to my life, those swords are my dearest treasures. Treasures, huh? Too bad they took them. I know, I'll get your swords back from the idiot's son. What? Then if you want your swords back, you'll have to join my crew, you little rat! I love the interaction between Zoro and Luffy during their first encounter. I love it. And if I got any new people who are showing up to this read through for the first time, really hope you enjoy yourself. Hey, come back! See you soon! He's going into the fortress. That's one dumb pirate. Then it cuts to the Navy base once again, as we see a whole bunch... Then it cuts to a whole bunch of Navy officers who are trying to pull up a statue, and we're on the roof of someplace. Okay, steady! Stand it up! Father, why aren't you hunting the brigand who hit me? Even you never laid a hand on my lovely yet masculine face before! Masculine? Debatable. Press X to doubt. Do you know why I've never hit you? Because I'm your beloved son. I'll tell you why. It's because you're an idiot son who's not even worth hitting. And then it shows Morgan hitting Helmeppo and sending him flying a good distance. Then we see Captain Morgan, not to be confused with the drink, but Captain Morgan standing up, and he's a very large dude. He's missing his right hand, but in its place is like a big axe, including the whole stock of the axe going through his arm. Like, it's not through his arm. His skin is bending around the axe handle in his arm. So it kind of looks like his elbow is part axe a little bit. Why should I fight your battles? You're big enough to wipe your own bottom. I don't mind if you use my status, but I only lay hands on people who defy me. Naval Captain Axe Hand Morgan. Because, like I said, in place of his right hand is just like a big old axe. And he has like some sort of jaw apparatus on his bottom half of his face. Don't fool yourself. You are not the great one. I am great. I am the great one. And then Helmeppo, scared after his father actually laid a hand on him, is just crying in front of his dad. I heard a little mouse snuck into my parade ground.
The little girl? I dealt with her,
So you killed her?
What? No, she was just a little girl, and she didn't even know what she was doing.
You, find her and kill her. Huh? Child or not, anyone who defies me must suffer the penalty. Was his axe always sticking out of his arm like that? Yes. It's not like they made a hole in his arm just so the axe hand could go through his arm. It's his body's arm, like the skin of his body stretched so that the axe hand could just stick inside of his arm still. That's why it looks so weird. That's on purpose. So when he bends his arm back, he has the part of the axe that's going, underneath his arm, just sticking out like it's protruding through underneath the skin. It's really weird. When you think about it biology-wise, it's really weird how that still manages to function and it doesn't impair his ability to use his arm. So yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Child or not, anyone who defies me must suffer the penalty.
But Captain, she's just a little girl. I wouldn't obey such a cruel order.
Oh, wouldn't you? You are a lieutenant in the Navy, are you? And I, a captain, am your superior officer, am I not?
Yes, sir.
Then you are duty-bound to obey me. If I say kill her, then you will kill her.
I won't murder a little girl. And as this Navy officer says this, Morgan screams out, "Mutiny!" and then cleaves the man across the chest with his axe. He just kills the dude right then and there. This surprises Helmeppo.
Oh, you didn't have to kill him!
Lieutenant!
No matter. The townsfolk must be taught respect. I'll handle it personally. For years I labored to achieve this rank, and I did it by my own strength, at great personal cost. Rank means everything in this world. Remember that. My rank is the highest on this base, which makes me superior to everyone else here. That means everything I do is right. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. You're the greatest, sir.
This is a monument to my rank and power. It took years to build, but today it's finally complete. Raise my statue.
Sorry, I may need to get some water in a little bit just so I can preserve my throat.
Raise my statue. Put it at the highest point of this fortress as a symbol of my greatness.
And then it cuts to Luffy, who's at the bottom of this area. That's funny. There aren't any soldiers around. Maybe they're having a meeting or something. No one to help me find Zoro's swords or the idiot's son. Heave! And it shows the Navy soldiers as they keep trying to pull this statue up. Heave! Heave! And then it cuts to the statue bumping onto a nearby awning that's on the roof, and they just bump it a little bit. But Morgan sees it.
What was that? Did you just bump it?
Sorry, sir. We were careless, sir. Huh? I think I hear voices up there. I'll just check it out. And then he rears back, and then he shoots his arm up as it latches on to the roof of that same building where Axe Hand Morgan and his company are, as he goes, gum, rocket! And then he goes shooting up into the air.
Swine! Do you know how long I've waited for this statue to be finished? And you've already scratched it!
Sorry, sir, I'll pay to have it fixed.
That statue is like my person. Scratching it is the same as attacking me. Let this be a warning to all!
As he prepares to kill another soldier just because his statue got bumped just a little bit. It didn't do anything to it. It just bumped it. And he's preparing to kill another person. So conceited. And then Luffy just goes sailing into the air because he kind of overshot his Gum rocket. Whoa! I overshot! What's that? It came from below! And then it cuts to Luffy grabbing onto the ropes of the statue of Axe Hand Morgan. And he winds up grabbing hold of it, causing the many soldiers who are keeping it steady and almost partially leaning, keeping it from falling. But him grabbing the ropes ruins their balance, and in the process, the statue falls over and then breaks and snaps in half on the edge of the roof. Wow. As Luffy's just watching. And then Axe Hand Morgan is just completely distraught. His eyes are filled with tears. The rest of the soldiers are completely shocked to see Luffy up there, especially Helmeppo, because he's pointing like, you! And Luffy's just watching as we see a panel of the statue falling towards the ground. Sorry, says Luffy. And then we see the statue crashing to the ground and completely breaking.
Seize him! I'll have his heart!
Yes, sir!
Aye, aye, sir!
Daddy, that's the ruffian who hit me! If you had killed him, this would never have...
And then all of a sudden, Luffy grabs onto Helmeppo and goes, I've been looking for you.
Let me go! Father, help!
He's entering the fortress!
Help me!
Get him!
Captain, someone's in the parade ground.
What? All these rebels defying me. Kill them all!
And then it's Kobe, who's in the parade ground with Zoro right now.
What? Luffy went into the fortress? Why is he so reckless?
Yeah, I've noticed. Who is he anyway? Hey, now you're being reckless. If they catch you freeing me, they'll kill you.
They imprison you unfairly. I can't stand to see the Navy acting properly. I'm going to become a proper sailor, just like Luffy's gonna be the king of the pirates!
What? What? King of the pirates? Does he know what that means?
I was shocked when he first told me too, but he'll succeed or die trying. That's just how he is.
Then all of a sudden, Kobe gets shot. And he falls back from Zoro as he's untying his ropes. And we zoom in on a roof, and apparently it was Morgan who's looking down on... It was Morgan who did it, or someone else under Morgan's orders, as Zoro glares back up at him. Then we cut to Luffy, who still has Helmeppo running through the fortress.
There he is! Get him!
Where are Zoro's swords?
I'll tell you, just stop dragging me!
And that is the end of Chapter 4. And then we got Chapter 5, The King of the Pirates and the Master Swordsman. But before I do that, I need a bookmark so I can save this, so that way I can get some water. I'm trying to remember where I put my regular show bookmark. I put it somewhere. All right, I got a bookmark. I'm going to get some water. Give me a moment to get that water, and then we'll continue with Chapter 5 all the way to 8, and then we'll call it a session afterwards. Be back in a little bit. Talks amongst yourselves. Water, hydration is key. Hydration is key. Now, back to it. Chapter 5, The King of the Pirates and the Master Swordsman. I think it might be best if I read from, like, this position right here. And it cuts back to Luffy dragging Helmeppo through the fortress. Tell me, where are Zoro's swords?
Stop dragging me and I'll tell you.
Okay, tell me. As he stops.
They're in my room. We passed it a long way back.
You should have told me. You're wasting time. As he punches Helmeppo in the face.
Ouch! You hit me again!
Then it cuts to Luffy. Then it cuts to Luffy as some more Navy soldiers just pop up. Gotta move some stuff out of the way so I can sit comfortably. Drop the captain's son or we'll shoot. I don't want to.
Huh?
As Helmeppo gets held up in front of Luffy as like a literal shield. And he starts running. As he starts running towards the soldiers with the guns. Okay, go ahead and shoot.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
He's using Helmeppo as a shield.
Ah! Ah!
As Helmeppo is quite possibly having the worst possible day of his life. And there's more screaming going on as we cut back to Shobi. Cut back to Kobe, who's just been shot.
I've been shot! Ah! Blood! I'm bleeding!
He's been shot in the shoulder.
I'm gonna die!
Good. You're alive. Now get out of here. They're on their way down.
But I haven't untied you.
Don't worry about me. I just have to survive the month and they'll let me go. So just beat it.
They're not going to let you go. You're going to be executed 3 days from now.
What, a baby? Yeah, he's a massive baby. He's a daddy's boy. Like, he's literally living off of his father's success and thinking he can do anything he wants just because his father was successful. Or the like, rich snobby kid that doesn't know what it's like to actually earn anything, respect, or anything of that nature. He's just like, and now he's put in a situation where his daddy can't save him, and his daddy's name can't save him at all. So, yeah. What do you have at the end of the day when you no longer have status to protect you? What are you?
They're not gonna let you go. You're gonna be executed 3 days from now.
What are you saying? That idiot promised me. If I survive here for a month, I'll be free.
He never intended to keep that promise. That's why Luffy punched Helmeppo, because he found out Helmeppo lied to you.
What?
The Navy is your enemy now. Please, if I untie you, will you help Luffy? He saved my life. I won't ask you to become a pirate, but Luffy's really strong, and so are you. If you team up, you can escape from here. Please, help him.
And then it cuts to multiple Navy soldiers who are already in the parade ground, along with Kobe and Zoro. Stay where you are! Captain Morgan has ordered your immediate execution. And both Zoro and Kobe are already looking distraught at what could be their last moments. Then we get a slam as we get into the room, as we get into Helmeppo's room. This must be the room. Hey, the swords! But there are 3 swords. Which one's Zoro's? Huh? He fainted. What's going on down there? Kobe! Surround the fortress. If that rascal in the straw hat escapes, you'll all be sorry. You 3-yard Sybil outlaws, are you? You're trying to overthrow me. Roronoa Zoro. Roronoa Zoro. Why'd I call him Roronoa? Roronoa Zoro. Peasants and pirates may tremble at your name, but you're no match for the Great One. You may be a barracuda, but I'm a great white shark. Take aim! I can't die yet. There's something I have to do. I made a promise. And then we cut to, we cut to Zoro's childhood. Kuina wins again! 2 swords, Zoro loses. Zoro is 0 for 2,000 against Kuina. Oh well.
Pathetic. Kind of weak for a boy, aren't you?
Hey, Zoro's not weak. Yeah, he's the strongest in our dojo. He's even stronger than the grown-ups.
That's so? Well, he's not as strong as me. Even if he can use 2 swords, he's still weak. Losers should learn to suffer defeat in silence.
Darn.
Kuina
Makes me so mad. She's kinda cute, though.
She thinks she's so great just because she's the sensei's daughter.
Lost again, eh, Zoro? It's odd because you are actually very strong.
Sensei! Sensei, are you teaching her secret tricks because she's your daughter? It's not fair!
Of course not.
Darn. Why can't I beat that girl?
Don't forget that Kuina is a little older than you.
But I can beat grown-ups! I'm gonna sail the seas and become the greatest sword master in the world! I can't keep losing to that girl!
And then it cuts to nighttime as Kuina is training outside the dojo. Loving it. It's nice seeing the old art style, and it's refreshing going through the chapters from the past with Kyushu and everyone. I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun with this.
Zoro,
Kuina, I challenge you to a duel with real swords! You're not afraid of real swords, are you?
real swords. Real swords? Okay, it's your funeral.
And then it cuts to them unsheathing their swords. Zoro using 2, while Kuina uses 1.
On guard!
I'm ready.
And then as they clash as they prepare to launch at each other, they clash. 2 swords go flying in the air, and Kuina embeds a sword into the ground directly next to Zoro.
That makes 2001 times I've beaten you.
And then the swords land. Kuina defeated Zoro so fast, she managed to pin him to the ground and have a sword next to his neck before the swords he had finished falling. That's how quick she was.
Darn!
There's a lot of this page dust. Where is this coming from?
It's so frustrating!
I'm the one who's frustrated. Huh? When girls get older, they become weaker than boys. Pretty soon, you'll be all stronger than me. You'll all be stronger than me. Zoro, you're always saying that you're going to become the world's greatest swordsman. Dad says that girls can't be master swordsmen. You're lucky you're a boy, Zoro. I want to become the world's greatest swordsman too. But I'm starting.
I need to be careful how I say this next line. I don't want to, because I'm seeing this next line of dialogue, and it's gonna sound weird. It's gonna sound weird coming from me, because I forgot about this line. Because I just seen this line said in the recent episode of the end. Rip it off like a band-aid. Rip it off like a band-aid. Rip it off like a band-aid!
I want to become the world's greatest swordsman too, but I'm starting to get breasts. I wish I was a boy.
I told you. See? It's me saying it. It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird to me. It's weird to me. I'm sorry. It's just that I don't say words like that. Those words, it's so weird to me. It's so weird. I'm sorry. I'm not used to saying that in a sentence out loud. I'm not. In my mind, sometimes, but not out loud.
I wish I was a boy.
What are you crying about? You beat me! That's not fair! Beating you is my dream!
Zoro.
Someday I'll beat you because I worked hard, not because you got weaker. It's got nothing to do with being a boy or a girl. I'm training all the time to beat you. You're making me look bad! Let's make a promise to each other. Someday, one of us will become the greatest swordsman ever. We'll fight each other for the title.
You idiot. You're too puny. It's a promise.
And then we cut to the next day. Zoro! There's been an accident! It's Kuina! She fell down the stairs. She's dead!
Man, you made a promise yesterday! You can't run away from your promise!
Zoro, stop it! Humans are fragile things, Zoro.
Sensei, may I have her sword?
I suppose so.
I'll have to keep the promise for both of us. I'm gonna become such a great master swordsman that my name will be known even in heaven!
I promised her. I can't die yet.
As we cut back to the present, as Zoro's just seeing his life literally flash before his eyes as the soldiers take aim. Gum rocket! And Luffy shoots through the Helmeppo's window in order to get down to the field, the parade grounds. Fire! And then Luffy manages to, with enough speed, manages to land directly in front of Zoro and Kobe and company before the bullets hit him. And he just takes it all. You?
Luffy!
Straw Hat. And then Luffy stops as the bullets like go into his skin, but it just stretches his skin. It doesn't go through his body. It just bends and stretches as he flexes out, and all the bullets that were in him get, ricocheted out of him. Bullets can't hurt me! And everyone is jumping for cover because the bullets are, being rebounded with the same speed that everyone's dodging out of the way to keep from getting shot.
Look out!
What are you? What are you? I'm the guy who's gonna be king of the pirates. Is this the first time he's called Straw Hat? Yes. The first time Luffy is called Straw Hat is by Axe Hand Morgan. That's the first time his name gets called that. Because we don't see it any place in any other chapter. So Axe Hand Morgan was the first person to call Luffy Straw Hat. And also the first person to call Luffy Straw Hat but not get defeated by him. If I remember correctly, was that white sword hers? Yes, the white sword that Zoro carries around everywhere. That is Kuina's sword. And that's the sword he always has in his mouth. The other two swords that he has in his hands, but Kuina's sword is the only one he ever carries in his mouth. So, which swords are yours? I didn't know, so I brought all three. They're all mine. I practice Sentoryu, 3-sword style. If you fight the Navy with me here and now, in the eyes of the government, you'll be one of the bad guys. Of course, you could obey the law and let them kill you. You must be demon spawn, but I'm not ready to die without a fight. All right, you've got yourself a pirate. And that is the end of Chapter 5. Then we get some more information. The road to Axe Hand Morgan's first appearance. I created Helmeppo's character first, so my first thoughts when creating Captain Morgan was, he has to have a cleft chin and hair like Helmeppo, only crazier. After all, he is the father. This is what I came up with. Originally, his name wasn't Morgan, it was Chop. So his full title was Naval Captain Chop or Sailor Chop. What a great name! But even I didn't have the nerve to use this name. Editor's note, sailor in Japanese is Suihei, and Suihei Chop is the name of a signature fighting technique used by the famous Japanese pro wrestler Giant Baba. I can't show them all here, but I actually made 2 or 3 more versions of Captain Morgan before I settled on the one used in the manga. I redesigned him to look cooler because a certain editor told me he looked lame. I couldn't argue with that, so I changed his look. So they basically had Axe Hand Morgan look just like Helmeppo, except his face was wider, and he had the same chin as Helmeppo, and he had like a multiple layered hairstyle that made it look like Helmeppo's hairstyle, but just with multiple layers. Thank God that Oda did not stick with that design. Chapter 6, number 1. Really? You'll join my crew? I don't have much choice. Now untie me. What is he? Bullets bounce right off him. He's no ordinary man. He's eaten one of the devil fruits. The secret treasure from those seas? No way, so that's his power. Captain, he's untying Zoro! Well, stop him, you fools. If bullets can't hurt him, then use your swords. These knights are too tight. Come on, hurry up. Then it cuts to Kobe, who's waking up.
Where am I?
Ah! Luffy! Zoro! Watch out!
I'm trying, just hold on. There's no time. There, I untied one of your arms. Give me my swords, moron. And then as it gets close, as the soldiers get closer and closer, Morgan goes, "Those who defy me must die!" And then Kobe is looking ever so scared as it shows the soldiers get to where Luffy and Zoro are, but they've all stopped. Because Zoro, using all of his swords, stops all of their blades from getting any closer. He has a sword in his mouth, swords in his hands, and he has them crossed all around him to keep all the swords from touching them. There's a lot of swords there that are trying to hit him right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a lot of swords being used to try. 8. There's a lot of swords being used, but Zoro stopped all of them. Roronoa Zoro! Ah! Goes Kobe. Wow, he's cool! The first one who moves dies. And then every single one of the soldiers who have their swords against Zoro's swords don't move.
He's so scary.
Alright, so I'm a pirate. I gave you my word. I fought the Navy. Therefore, I'm officially an outlaw. But hear this. I have a mission to fulfill. I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman. All I have left is my destiny. My name may be infamous, but it's gonna shake the world. But you are making me a pirate. So if I have to abandon my dream for any reason, then I'm going to make you commit harakiri. The world's greatest swordsman? That's great. And it's fitting since your new boss is going to be the king of the pirates. Anything else would make me look bad. Huh. You talk big. And then it cuts to people going, it cuts to Axe-Hand Morgan going, why do you hesitate? Hack those brigands into mincemeat, now! And then it cuts to Zoro, it cuts to Luffy who goes, Zoro, duck! Gum gum! Whip! As Zoro ducks, Luffy uses Gum Gum Whip, like a long outstretched leg, to literally whip and hit all the soldiers, hit all of the naval soldiers who are trying to hit Zoro. Hold on, let me move my mic right here. There we go. Ooh, this is so much more comfortable. He just winds up kicking all of the naval soldiers in a row and knocking them backwards, shocking Axe-Hand Morgan. Ugh!
Wow, he's incredible.
What the devil are you?
I'm a rubber man.
And then it cuts to the crew, cuts to the rest of the Navy soldiers going, a rubber man? Captain, they're too much for us! Ugh. It's hopeless! We can't fight a rubber man and that demon Roronoa Zoro at the same time! And then it just shows Luffy and Zoro just walking towards each other. Well, Luffy is just standing there in front of Zoro. It's like this big scene where Luffy and Zoro are just standing there in the open and no one's moved towards them. Hear me, all you cowards who were whining just now will shoot yourselves in the head. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that? I won't tolerate defeatists in my outfit. On my order, fire! And oh wow, they actually did it. They actually did it. I thought there was going to be some people who protested, but they actually did it. On my order, fire! As the ones who decided they didn't want to fight Zoro and Luffy, they really did turn the guns on themselves on his order. They really did. Wow. Okay. Remember, this is my first time seeing these chapters. Some things are just going to surprise me. And then Zoro and Luffy are looking on. Something's wrong with those naval marines. And then Luffy just takes off. Luffy just takes off towards Morgan. Hey, I'm your enemy. Try putting me to death. And he punches in the direction of Morgan. And everyone just looks on. And Zoro looks on, and then Kobe screams out,
Luffy! Destroy this lousy navy!
Huh. You have neither rank nor status. I'll teach you to defy your betters. I'm Axe-Hand Morgan! I'm Captain Axe-Hand Morgan! Nice to meet you. I'm Straw Hat Luffy. And that's the first time Luffy calls himself Straw Hat. Nice to meet you. I'm Straw Hat Luffy. And then Luffy jumps away from Morgan as he slashes in the direction as he's slashing in Luffy's direction and winds up sending an air slash so powerful that it destroys a fence directly next to him. That's how sharp his axe is.
Wow, that's sharp!
And then Luffy, still airborne, just decides to embed both of his feet in Captain Morgan's face, sending him toppling to the ground.
The captain! Boy, I sentence you to death!
As he holds on to he really does use like a, hold on, let me show you. He really does use the axe part of the axe that's in his arm, like he holds on to that, like an actual axe. The part that's jutting through his skin, underneath his skin, he holds on to it to, I guess, put all of his strength into bringing his axe down. But he says,
boy, I sentence you to death!
And then he brings his axe down, and Luffy dodges. Luffy dodges out of the way as he goes, I'm not gonna die. And then he kicks Morgan in the face.
He's just too strong!
Captain Morgan, he's getting pummeled.
You and your navy are ruining Kobe's dream! And then it cuts to Zoro looking, and then someone saying, stop! And before Luffy does that, he still punches Morgan in the face.
I said stop, you idiot! One false move and Four Eyes gets it! If you even blink, I'll shoot!
Now this is the infamous scene that was ludicrously censored in the 4Kids dub of the anime, where Helmeppo is directly next to Kobe and he's holding a gun to his head, but in the 4Kids dub, it was reconfigured into like a weird contraption where it was a gun trigger, but it had a platform that had like a stretchy, I wouldn't call it stretchy, but an extendo, like an extendo arm toy. It had an extendo extension that was attached to a hammer mallet. Lord. And we Americans thought that we were improving the show by doing that. Just look up the history of 4Kids in One Piece and you'll see that rabbit hole goes so deep. But it's crazy.
Even if you blink, I'll shoot!
Helmeppo. Hey, Luffy. Don't let them win.
Hey, Luffy! Don't let them win because of me! Let them kill me!
You're a good guy, Kobe. Yeah, censorship. They had no idea what they were getting into getting One Piece on their channel. They just thought like, oh, this looks good. Then realized that they were going to have to heavily censor the entire show. Even removing wordings from books, because apparently kids are too young to read on the sides of books, so just censor everything. They messed up so much.
Let him kill me!
You're a good guy, Kobe. Hey, idiot son of the captain. Kobe means it.
Hey, I told you not to move or I'd shoot.
Fine. I'll just shoot him.
Fine, I'll just shoot him then.
Luffy, behind you!
And it's Axe Hand Morgan, who's right behind Luffy.
You assaulted an officer of the Navy.
Gum gum. Pistol! And mind you, Luffy is not looking at Morgan, but Zoro puts his sword in his mouth.
Daddy, kill him!
And then Luffy still follows through with his Gum Gum pistol. They did the same thing to Pokemon. Yeah, like nothing tastes good like a jelly donut. And Brock is holding a rice ball. So many censorships of different types of animes. Like Exodia. I think from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Exodia, they completely censored him or something. Or they did something to Dark Magician Girl, I forget which. Lots of censorship from 4Kids. We can't discuss it all today. But Luffy falls through with his Gum Gum pistol and punches Helmeppo in the face, saving Kobe. And then Axe Hand Morgan is still above Luffy. So glad that 4Kids didn't ruin DBZ. You would have been so upset. Morgan is right behind Luffy as Luffy goes, nice. And then Morgan falls backwards because Zoro was the one who cut through Morgan. Zoro! No. Nice, Zoro.
No sweat, Captain. No sweat, Captain.
And that's the end of Chapter 6. Onwards to Chapter 7, Friends.
The captain lost! Captain Morgan's been defeated!
And it shows Luffy and Zoro standing over Captain Morgan's unconscious body. Any of you still want to capture us? And the Navy soldiers are looking back and they're going,
Hooray! We're free! Morgan's reign of terror is over! Banzai for the Navy!
Huh, they're happy we defeated their captain?
That means Captain Morgan was ruling by fear!
And then Zoro falls over. Zoro?
Zoro!
And then Zoro gets taken to a tavern where he's actually eating a good meal this time. I'm hungry. I need something big. I want to eat something good. Ugh, I'm stuffed. Not eating for 9 days was worse than I thought.
See? You'd never have survived the whole month.
Funny, you seem even hungrier than I am. Hungrier. That's me making up words. Funny, you seem even hungrier than me.
It's kind of you to feed me along with the heroes, ma'am.
And it's Rika's mom, the same person we saw earlier on in a couple of chapters ago.
It's kind of you to feed me along with the heroes, ma'am. It's the least I can do. You three saved the whole town.
Wow, you're great.
Yeah, I'm kind of great. And I'm going to become a lot greater. So, what's next? We're headed for the Grand Line. And then Kobe goes,
Huh? That's suicide! There are only 2 of you! If you go there, you'll just be sailing to your deaths! The most bloodthirsty pirates in the world are there!
Well, I guess if we're after the One Piece, the Grand Line is where we have to go.
Zoro? You agree with him?
What's it to you? You're not coming with us.
No, but I'm worried about you! Is that so wrong? Can't I worry about my friends?
That's not what I...
Luffy, we haven't known each other for very long, but we're friends, aren't we?
We're going our separate ways, but we'll always be friends. And it's like, this is when you start to realize this is the type of individual that Luffy is. And Kobe just smiles.
You're the first real friend I've ever had. No one else ever stuck up for me. Even I wouldn't stick up for me. But the 2 of you taught me to fight for what I believe in.
That's why I'm going to the Grand Line. Makes sense to me.
Wait, that's not what I'm trying to convince you that it's too reckless.
What about your plans?
Huh?
You were cabin boy on Alvida's pirate ship for 2 years. Watch out for the Navy's intelligence. If they find out about your background, they won't let you enlist. And then we get someone who just walks into Rika's home and goes, "Excuse me, you gentlemen are pirates, correct?" "That's right, I even have a crewman now, which makes me a genuine pirate captain." You saved our base and this town, and we are truly grateful to you. However, we're still naval marines, and we can't shelter pirates." Sorry, it's just Kenzo's being very vocal in the next room. But we cut to that naval officer saying, "However, we're still naval marines, and we can't shelter pirates. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you to leave. But to show our gratitude, we won't report you to the Navy."
Navy pigs, what are you doing? You hated Morgan just as much as we did. They're your saviors too.
I guess we'll be going then. Ma'am, thanks for the meal. Zoro doesn't say anything.
Luffy.
And then Rika.
You're leaving already?
And then both Luffy and Zoro walk past Kobe.
Huh?
Aren't you going with them?
Huh? I'm...
We're going our separate ways, but we'll always be friends.
I'm not one of them.
And then Luffy smiles as he exits out of the building. "Excuse me, pirates, is that true?" And then Luffy looks back and goes, "Let me explain. I know all about his past.
Luffy, you're not going to...
See, there was this secret island and a big pirate woman. Her name was Alvida.
If they find out
about your background, they won't let you enlist.
Luffy, don't!
She was really mean, and for 2 years, this guy...
Luffy, don't! Shut up!
And then Luffy goes, and then Kobe goes, and punches Luffy in the face to keep him from divulging that secret. And then everyone looks on, and then Luffy smiles, and then Kobe realizing what he's done, and then Zoro smiling in the background. Luffy then hits him back. Why, you? Take that, and this! Enough! Stop disturbing the peace! Hey, that's enough. And we walk away seeing Kobe just, kind of messed up on the ground there. It's clear that you're not friends. Please, leave town, now!
Was that his plan? Did he goad me into hitting him? He did it again. In the end, I still depend on his help.
Catch us if you can. And then Zoro's walking off going, catch us if you can.
What am I? Helpless? If I don't depend on myself from now on, then I am a loser.
And then Kobe gets up and looks at the naval officer and goes,
Please let me join the Navy, sir. I'll be a cabin boy or anything, but just let me join. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Lieutenant, I don't think that's a good idea. I still don't trust him. Pirates have been known to plant spies in the Navy. We should do a thorough background check on him.
I'm no pirate! I'm gonna be a naval officer!
And then the naval officer who started this whole conversation and came into the house is looking, and he sees the determination in Kobe's eyes. And then he walks past Kobe, holding onto his hat, going, Many of my fellow sailors have been killed by pirates. Don't take being a sailor lightly. You're accepted.
Yes, sir! Thank you very much, sir!
Then a little time passes, and it cuts to Luffy and company getting to their ship. That was some pretty bad acting. I wouldn't be surprised if they saw right through it. It's all up to Kobe now. He'll get in somehow. Well, it's a good time to be leaving. Everybody hates us. That's the way pirates should leave a town. I guess that's true. And then it cuts to Kobe, who's run back to the port where Luffy and Zoro are leaving.
Luffy!
Kobe!
Thank you very much, Captain Luffy. I'll never forget all you did for me.
This is a new one. A pirate being saluted by the Navy. We'll meet again, Kobe. Tension! And then that same naval officer who walked into Rika's home to talk to Luffy and company, he's standing there with all of his Navy soldiers, all of the Navy personnel, and they're saluting Luffy along with Kobe, because Kobe is, saluting them as well. But they're all saluting them as well. They're all saluting them as they start to sail off.
Huh?
You got some good friends, sailor.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's against regulations to salute pirates like we just did. As punishment, we won't get any dinner for 1 week. Yes, sir! We're on our way to the Grand Line! Luffy and his first crewman, the former infamous demonic pirate hunter Zoro, set sail, neither of them realizing that they've made one serious mistake. And then we have the Great Age of Piracy. It was an age burning with the magnificent, and that was the end of chapter 7. Onwards to the last chapter for today. But before we get a little description of the Great Age of Piracy, it was an age burning with the magnificence of those searching for the treasure of treasures. One Piece, hidden by Gold Roger, history's only king of the pirates. It was an age where pirates beyond number raised their flags to battle for fame and fortune. It was a golden age. And now for the final chapter for today, Chapter 8, Nami. I'm starving. Don't you think it's strange that you can't navigate? No, drifting has worked pretty well for me. What? What about you? You're supposed to be the holy terror of the sea. I don't recall ever calling myself that. I followed a pirate I was after out to sea, but I couldn't find my way back to my village. So I made the best of things. I went after pirates that were in the area. I had to earn money somehow.
Huh, so you got lost.
You don't have to put it like that! Anyway, what kind of a pirate doesn't know how to navigate a ship? It's ridiculous. At this rate, we'll never make it to the Grand Line. We've got to recruit a navigator as soon as possible.
And we need a cook and a musician and...
Those can wait!
And then cuts to time later where they're both just flopped out on the deck. And they're both wondering, ugh, I'm starving! Hey, it's a bird.
Hey, it's a bird.
It looks pretty big, and it's a bird flying over them. Let's eat it.
Huh? How?
Leave it to me. I'll catch it. Come, rocket! And then it shows Luffy flying into the air as Zoro goes,
okay.
And then the bird catches Luffy in its mouth.
What?
Because Luffy is so small compared to the bird that his head fits inside of this big giant seagull's mouth. Help!
You idiot! What are you doing?
Aren't you? As Zoro goes out of his way to row as hard as he can towards where Luffy is. And then we get some people in the water. It's a ship! Hey, wait! Ahoy!
Huh? Shipwreck survivors at a time like this? I can't stop, just grab on and climb in.
Hey! What'd he say? And then it shows them kind of get hit by the ship as well. Whoa!
You made it. Good.
You would have left us to die!
What kind of person are you? Hey, stop the ship. We're pirates of Buggy the Clown. Huh?
And then it cuts to time later as these very same individuals who tried to threaten Zoro are now massively beaten up, teeth missing, faces bloodied, and they are now the ones rowing the ship instead. We're sorry, Mr. Pirate Hunter Zolo, sir. We didn't realize who you were. I'm gonna need to save this voice for a certain character later down the line. We're sorry, Mr. Pirate Hunter Zoro, sir. Zoro, sir, we didn't realize who you were.
You jokers made me lose my friend. Keep rowing. If there's any land nearby, he'll get there. So how did you pirates end up soaking in the middle of the ocean?
I'll tell you how. Thanks for reminding us. It was that woman. It was all her fault. She was a real looker, though. We had just finished raiding a merchant ship.
Ah, that's a pretty good haul.
Not a bad for a small ship. Not a bad haul for a small ship. First grammatical error in this volume. Interesting. Not a bad for a small ship, or not bad. Not bad for a small ship. Maybe Captain Buggy will give us a reward. Huh?
A boat.
And then we have someone in the boat with a treasure chest, and they're slumped over the side of their ship. There's a body in it. Hey, a girl! What's wrong, girl? Are you dead? Oh, I'm seeing things. There can't be anyone here in the vast sea. I don't know who you are, but could you spare a little water? And maybe a piece of bread? I'm lost at sea. If you want gold, take it. Please, help me. Sure we'll help you, but first let's take a peek in that treasure chest. Go ahead. Take whatever you want, but please, some water? Patience, little lady. First we gotta see your treasure. After all, we're saving your life. Take the whole ship. It's all yours. Hey! She's leaving with our ship and our treasure!
Hey, this chest is empty! They've been bamboozled.
Dark clouds coming in low from the south. That means a cold front, folks, with a strong likelihood of violent showers. There's a squall line heading this way. Small vessels should take precautions against capsizing. And then, the storm that's over these three dudes that got bamboozled, it completely destroys the ship they're in and leaves them basically stranded and floating in the water. How they managed not to get eaten by one of those sea creatures, we have no idea. Bingo! As the storm ravages the entire ship and she gets to sail away. So long, and thanks for the treasure! She tricked us! We'll get you for this. And that's the whole story. Just awful, ain't it?
Amazing. She used the weather to her own advantage. She must really know the seas. She'd make a great navigator.
We think she'll make a great corpse.
What do you What'll we do about the treasure we lost?
If we return empty-handed, Buggy'll be furious. Who's this Buggy guy anyway?
Only the most ferocious pirate in these parts. Haven't you heard of Buggy the Clown? He ate the fruit of the devil.
The fruit of the devil? And then we cut to a massive sea creatures don't eat rats. Depends on how desperate they are. But we cut to a port, and then we cut to a giant ship that looks like a circus ship. Like it has like a figurehead at the top with a lot of ornate painting and stuff that you would see at a circus or people wearing at a circus, including a big top tent that's in the middle of it. And then it cuts to the middle of a town that strangely doesn't have anyone in there. Stop, thief! Give us back that map! And it cuts to this person running.
I finally have it. A map of the Grand Line. I don't want to be killed by one of the captains.
I don't want to be killed by one of the captain's cannonballs. If we don't get that map back, we're dead.
Captain Buggy, there's something odd in the sky.
Shoot it down with the cannon.
Aye,
Aye, sir! And then it's something floating in the air, and it's Luffy in that same bird. And then Luffy gets hit by it. And he falls right in the middle of this woman being chased by these pirates. And he lands right in between them. It's a kid. He fell from the sky?
What?
Who's shooting cannonballs at me? Ow. He's not hurt. Whew, I'm alive.
Boss, you came to rescue me. I'll just let you take care of those guys.
Hey, she's getting away. Forget the girl. We got our boss right here. He's a bigger prize than she is. And all of these dudes just surround Luffy. Once again, the anime strays from the manga. We were introduced to Nami before we were introduced to Zoro. So many different things have changed. Let me see. We got her boss right here. He's a bigger prize than she is. Isn't that right, boss? And then this one dude punches Luffy in the face with a hand holding one of his swords. He doesn't hit him with the sword, but he punches him in the face with a hand part of where he's holding. That map belongs to the fearsome pirate Buggy the Clown. Hey! And as he did this, the straw hat that was on Luffy's head gets knocked off. And Luffy, in turn, knocks this dude clean out. Hey! Don't touch the hat. And then those two guys that were with him, they both get angry. Why, you scurvy bilge rat! And then it cuts to later as this woman who was getting chased, says,
Wow, you're pretty tough. You beat those saber swingers with your bare hands.
Who are you?
The name's Nami. I specialize in robbing pirates. Want to team up with me?
Robbing pirates? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last chapter of Volume 8 of One Piece. Well, that is the last chapter of Volume 1 of One Piece. Why did I say Volume 8? Let me correct myself before it sounds weird in the playback. But we're done with Volume 1 of One Piece. The journey has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Only 81 more streams to go. And it took me 2 hours and 23 minutes to get through this. I feel like we'll move fast through the rest of them, but we got a little bit of a footnote here at the end. The making of One Piece. Before creating the final version of One Piece printed in this graphic novel, Eiichiro Oda drew 2 early one-shot stories starring Luffy under the title Romance Dawn, the same title used for Chapter 1 of the final version. These stories aren't part of the plot of One Piece. They're like alternate universe versions telling a similar story of Luffy's origin. Here's a page for each of the untranslated early versions. So we have Romance Dawn version 1, done in 1996, drawn about a year and a half before One Piece began. This version was printed in one of the Shonen Jump specials showcasing upcoming artists. In it, Luffy fights a pirate named Jolly of the Crescent Moon. Luffy's origin is the same as in One Piece. He gets his treasured hat from his idol Shanks. Then we have Romance Dawn version 2, done in 1998. Now the art is more like One Piece. Printed as a one-shot in Weekly Shonen Jump itself, this version changes Luffy's origin. He gets the Gum Gum fruit and a straw hat from his grandfather. Oda's explanation: I didn't want the readers of Weekly Shonen Jump to find out about the existence of Shanks because when serialization started, it would lose its impact. Yes, I am a cheeky new artist. In it, Luffy fights a pirate captain who uses magic, a plot element absent from One Piece itself. And then we have facts about Eiichiro Oda, creator, artist, and author of One Piece. Birth date, January 1st, 1975. Greek astrological sign, Capricorn. Chinese astrological sign, Rabbit. Blood type, A. Favorite animals, big gentle dogs. Favorite video game, Puyo Puyo. Favorite music, 70s soul music. Hidden talent, makes good coffee. Places he's been, Japan and America, at the time of this being serialized. Favorite real-life pirate, Blackbeard, Edward Teach. And then interesting possessions, Legos, Playmobil, figures, swords, flintlocks, and a cow skull. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. We are done. We are done with One Piece Volume 1. And they have, like, advertisements for old series like Dragon Ball Full Color Saiyan Arc. That's how old this is. That's how old this is. But we are done with Volume 1 of One Piece. To everyone who showed up to the very first reading of me going through this series, we are just getting started. The journey is just beginning. This read-through is going to be fun. Oh, I cannot wait, Ozzy. Everyone, we're done with the very first volume. I was grateful that I was able to give you my dramatic reading of One Piece, and I will always keep a bottle of water nearby because these voices, especially the deep, gruff ones, I can't wait to read through the rest of it. Tomorrow, we continue with Volume 2. Just like Stephanie said, hydrate or dihydrate. So to everyone who showed up here today, whether you're new or whether you've been here for a minute, I just want to say thank you for the continued support of this channel. Thank you for stopping by. I enjoyed this moment with all of you, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So to everyone, all I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share the stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.